Good morning. My name is Raymond Habel, a licensed realtor in Mendocino County. I've been a full-time realtor for the past 6 years. Today, I'm going to be showing you how we've earned approximately six figures for the last 4 or 5 years using an outbound prospecting method via expireds, cold calls, and FISBOs. We just made an entire video just on FISBOs. How do you call them? How do we get them? How do we research them? How do you skip trace? What are the scripts you use? And we even had an appointment asked for. So now we're going to be going over expireds. This is perfect for any new agents that are looking to get into business or trying a new lead pillar, which is outbound prospecting. My personal story, when I first started, I was young, 20s. I had no peers. I had no sphere of influence. All my realtor friends at that point in time were saying host events, do open houses. There's only one issue with that, and that was working with buyers is strategically more difficult or takes longer than working with sellers. And I wanted to work primarily with sellers at that point. I had already owned a couple of pieces of real estate with some investors. I already knew the lingo in the conversation and I wanted to lean in. So I said, how can I make a selling listing based business? I have a 5-year-old son. I've had him week on, week off ever since he was 4 months old. And this business has allowed me to do it. I have a lifestyle, which is pretty awesome. And I'm not flying around in jets, but I have time to prioritize my family. And we have a bunch of listings that help us be able to do this. So a lot of amazing clients. With that said, I think we made over 30,000 calls this year in total. I'll actually show you some of the things we're seeing. But we're going to go over expireds. If you've never done an expired, it's pretty awesome. These people are usually confused, they're usually frustrated, they're usually exhausted, and they need someone's help. And depending on your market, they might not have any calls, or they might have had a flood of people trying to get a hold of them. You're going to be that agent that's going to sift through the weeds, be the person that conveys, hopefully, best of all, how to do this, and hopefully help them sell their homes. This is just going to be on how we do it. Just because we do it a certain way doesn't mean you have to. I remember listening to other agents in the past. I'm not a super successful agent. I don't make millions of dollars, but I am a couple steps ahead. If you're a new agent or wanted to try this, sometimes asking the agents that have done it for 2 decades and have forgotten what it feels like to start or to be a couple of steps down the road, they don't give us the tactical information we're looking for to actually move forward. I'm in that position. I want to be your mentor. I want to help wonderful agents in this industry grow. One, so my pain has meaning. You don't have to do all the headaches that I had to endure, and hopefully I can teach you to avoid some of those pitfalls. But two, my nature demands it. I'm the kind of person that wants to give. My core belief is that we're going to leave this world, hopefully, knock on wood, better than when we found it. So we're going to get into it. Let me share my screen. Uh, we're actually going to be talking about real leads. We're going to be really going over expireds. I'm going to be calling a couple of these for you today, so it's real. This is not AI. This is not people I've paid to say certain things. These are real clients, real customers that you're going to hear how we interact and how we prospect. A little bit about me. Been doing this for the last 6 years. We've done real estate, fix and flips. We've owned some stuff, sold over 13 million. Yes, I know some agents will sell that in a year. Totally fine. We know how to cold call prospect. We've been doing that for the past 5 to 6 years. Some testimonials. This is usually what we give our clients when we're first starting. And then a couple of homes we've sold. These are some of the higher end homes. Our average purchase price tends to lean towards the 400 price range. So we're not in a huge market. I'm here over here in Northern California. And yeah, it is, it's not the $1 million properties that people associate with California. Two things you're going to need for this. Well, three. You're going to need some sort of skip tracer. You're going to need to figure out how to get these people's phone numbers. You're going to need an MLS. Also, look at your MLS rules. Some MLSs do not allow you to contact expireds. If that's the case, I'm so sorry. Go ahead and look at my FISBO video where we talk about calling FISBOs. If your MLS allows it, you're going to need to obviously use that to skip trace. And then finally, a CRM. I don't care which CRM you use. We use Realty Juggler. It's cheap. It's effective. I've used it. I love it. It's the backbone of what we do. So I know people use Follow Up Boss. I know people that use Redfin, Sierra, like there's so many of them. As long as it takes notes, gives you reminders, organizes information, and allows you to categorize and segment with some automatic emailing sequences, done. And that's most CRMs. So we're going to rip through this. We have an entire SOP written down using AI plus an information overhaul on how we actually do this. If you want to see that document, just type in document or SOP down in the comments and we'll send that to you absolutely for free. We're going to go ahead and start. This is our expireds. This is how we skip trace. My wonderful right-hand man, Jim, he is making a video as we speak on how to set up these, how do you skip trace? How do you input the data to get this stuff here? I am now taking the lead and showing you how we execute, how we prospect, and how we call. So going right into it, we're going to see here, we got our MLS number. We have our, what was the days on market? What I like to do is I like to do a skip trace real quick on the tax records. So we're going to go ahead and copy this. Sometimes we have two MLSs blending together and I can only see a particular MLS, but if we look at our tax records first, we can see if it is for sale and if it's on another MLS. Also, your tax records, your MLS might look completely different. So potatoes, potatoes. Hopefully gives us around the same information. Okay, we saw they listed on 3967, so there's only a 3-month listing. 90 days, reduced for quick sale. Okay. Lockbox. Sometimes the agents will say in private remarks, hey, do not contact the seller. They do not wish to be contacted. If that's the case, we will adhere to that, mostly because I'm a human being too. I don't want to be bugged. If I have made it explicit, I don't want to be bothered, so we won't do that. Okay, we're going to go over. This is the first time contacting this lead. I have my regular old phone, so we're just going to call them. And I'll show you what we do. Hopefully you can hear this. I should get one of those mics. Hey there, this is Raymond the Realtor. Is it John?
Who's this?
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. This is Raymond the Realtor, Lux Places. I just looked at your Windsor place on Capewood.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay.
Sure, it sounds like you're in the car, so I'll make it short and sweet, but I was sipping my cup of coffee this morning doing some homework and looks like your place come across my desk. It seems like it fell off the market. Did this one sell off market and I just didn't see it?
Well, we paused it. We took it off the market so that there's just some work we wanted to do.
Really? Okay. Out of curiosity, what kind of work? Are you doing a full gut remodel or just painting?
Well, it's really almost, these are just finishing touches.
Really?
It's really been refinished, remodeled. In fact, I'm over here today. I'm here. We just pulled up on it right now.
Oh, wow.
I had all the cabinets in the kitchen and laundry room refinished and just putting on handles, to be able to open drawers and cupboards.
Sure. Okay. And when you guys had it for sale, it wasn't, I should say, as good condition, or was it still kind of looking as good?
No, it had been on the market for 3 months and pretty lackluster. So we just decided to pause it, and I changed realtors.
Okay. Have you guys already committed to another realtor, or are you still looking at options?
Informally, yes.
Okay.
I haven't signed any agreements.
Sure. Well, and to be perfectly frank with you, I don't want to step on any toes if I don't have to.
Yeah.
What we So first, I don't have any buyers right now. I usually don't guarantee that anyways because they haven't seen your house, and I don't want to give you a promise I can't follow through on.
Yeah,
With that
sure.
said, we've worked with a number of clients that have tried to sell the first time and unfortunately weren't able to. And usually, when I sit down with these sellers, they tell me a lot of the same things you just said. They're tired of it. They don't know what happened. It was kind of a lackluster experience. Sometimes the agent just ran away. Sometimes they signed listing and the agent promises the world. And then, 3 months later, nothing happens and it's crickets and you're wondering what happened to them.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
So,
Um, so what's your name again?
yeah, Raymond Habel with Lux. I was gonna ask, I know you have a informal agreement and frankly, if you're happy with the agent and you're gonna choose, go ahead and work with them, try it. But knowing you guys already had an unfortunate experience of not selling this thing, have you at least gotten more than one opinion, more than one agent to come look through that property with you?
Ye yes, I've had, well, just three people. The one
Hmm.
that we selected initially, and then two other people had come by, gone through it. That at that point, that was about 3.5, 4 months ago.
Okay, so when you started, okay. It might be worth it, and really, I'm not sure if this is for you. I usually go through and walk through with my clients on exactly what their property looks like, especially if you guys are finishing up. It might be worth just getting an updated value. I usually give them value, what it's worth, pull the comps. But also, we have a couple of tips and tricks up our sleeve because this is, and you know it as well as I do, this is no longer the market. You just post pretty pictures and wait for offers. You have to do a
Right.
lot of headhunting. You have to do a lot of proactive marketing. We're doing 3 times the amount of work per listing just to get the same result.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if your agent is promising you that and they have an actual plan on how they're going to proactively reach clients, awesome. Go with them. If you're still looking at options and maybe you want to hear a couple of tips and tricks I might have, I'm willing to see what my schedule looks like and, possibly meet you down there just to look at it. Does that sound fair enough?
Yeah, sure. Sounds fine. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Let me see when I'm going to be in that neighborhood. You said you just drove up. Are you out of area or?
No, I'm only about 10 minutes away.
Oh,
I'm,
wow.
I'm only one. Yeah, I'm very close to my home is very close to the property.
Perfect. Okay.
So I came here to just make sure things were getting finished up.
Sure, sure.
Supervision, that's all.
Yeah,
But
I hear you on that one.
so what? So what number did you call me on? So why don't you text me your information to that number?
Sure,
And I gotta get in here and make sure everything is getting done.
sure.
And
Well, and why don't we do this too?
Pardon?
Why don't we do this? I'll do you one even better. Why don't I email you some of my information so you can see I'm a real human being, but two, I'll have my contact info so you're not forgetting it or trying to thumb through your phone. I'll also shoot you that text, but just so you have that. What's a good email for you?
Uh, um,
At yahoo.com. I can only assume you're a DUI lawyer. Who would have thought?
it's great insight there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and your name was John, right?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Awesome, John. Well, my name's Raymond, and appreciate you picking up the phone. I'll call you maybe Monday just to check in, and I'm usually about a week out anyways on my schedule, so
Sure.
I'll try to see what you're up to Monday. We'll try to put something down on the calendar for me to swing by and shake your hand and take a look at this property together.
Sounds good, Raymond. Thanks for calling.
Awesome, John. You have a great weekend.
Okay, you too.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so important information. We have 6 questions we ask every lead. What's the motivation? What's the timeline? Do they have an agent they're already committed to? What's their email? What is their relocation plan after this? And then what is the seller determined follow-up? With this one, intuitively just went hard and immediately asked for the appointment because based on the conversation, there was nothing keeping us from that. Immediately after they identified they had an informal agreement with an agent, which in my world means nothing. It means you've made a informal commitment. It's a handshake conversation. Like you heard me tell him, if you genuinely believe, I gave him multiple outs. If you genuinely believe this is a great realtor you're committed to, I won't waste my time. If you genuinely think they're going to have a great marketing package that's going to wow your socks off and be able to sell the property, I don't want to get involved. So you heard that language. He didn't push back. He said, no, sure, let's still meet. So all of that is small indicators for me to say, hey, I'm fine going to this and presenting my information. And again, if he chooses to work with his other realtor, my heart's not broken. I understand that's the business. Ideally, I would have identified motivation and timeline at least just to see what's going on. However, didn't really get to that. It was kind of getting married on the first date. So we will go ahead at the preview appointment, go through what is your motivation, why are you selling, what's your timeline, what daily, what you're looking at. With the other agent involved, what sort of commitments are you expecting from them, and what does a good agent look like to you now that, especially you've had this bad experience, what did not work that you think you want done differently, more what do you not want done, right? So we get to ask all of those. He did give us an email. An email is a huge insight on how comfortable they are with you. If they don't trust you, they're not giving you an email. So for him to give me an email, that is a level of trust that says, I trust you giving information to me and I am open to receiving that said information. Relocation, like, or where are they going to move to afterwards? Sometimes I've gone all of these. It's a yes on motivation, yes on timeline, no on the agent. We have the email. They want us to call next week, but they have no idea what they're doing afterwards. And that's fine. I'll still go on the appointment, but we really have to lock that down because a lot of these people want to sell for $1 million, but they don't know what to do afterwards. And then they realize, oh, it's actually going to be work. And then, at least in my experience, they get off the home plate and don't hit. So we will reach out to this person. That was a good conversation. Funny enough, this is my first call of the day. So it doesn't usually work like that. Usually we're having 1 to 2 conversations in a 2-hour period for expireds. But again, this is why you make expired phone calls. This gentleman was warm to receiving new information. He tried to sell. He raised his hand. It didn't happen. And now, if you follow what we do, you get to be that agent that helps him move forward. My name is Raymond Habel, licensed realtor. Have a great day and talk soon.